Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Chukz. In our last video, we discovered something very important. We discovered that finding the solution of a quadratic equation simply means finding where the curve hits the ground. But then what if we don't want to always draw graphs? What if we just want to find it out without drawing a graph? So today we are going to be talking about a shortcut that we call factoring. Now, before we solve anything, I would like you to understand that when two numbers multiply themselves and it gives us a result of 0, it simply means that at least one of those numbers are 0, right? For example, if we have A multiplied by B equal to 0, it simply means that A is equal to 0 or B is equal to 0, or even both of them are equal to 0. But at least one of them has to be equal to 0. So we're going to use this ideology, we're going to use this idea to break down this quadratic equation that we're going to solve into two smaller and easier units. All right, so here's the puzzle. We need to find two numbers that do two things at the same time. These two numbers must be able to multiply themselves to give us 6 and then add themselves to give us 5. So let us try two numbers. Let's say, okay, 3 and 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 plus 3 is 6. No, that's not going to work. All right, let's try 1 and 6. 1 times 6 will give us 6. Yeah, but 1 plus 6 will not give us 5. All right, so let us try 2 and 3. 2 and 3 will give us 6, and 2 plus 3 will give us 5. Bingo! So the two numbers that we're actually looking for are 2 and 3. All right, so we'll just wrap those two numbers in a parenthesis with x. And then we have succeeded in transforming our quadratic equation into two smaller units. So when we use our zero product rule that we just discovered earlier, we'll find out that it is either x plus 2 is equal to 0 or x plus 3 is equal to 0. So subtracting 2 from both sides, we get x equal to minus 2. And on the other side, when we subtract 3 from both sides, we get x equal to minus 3. So those are our roots of the quadratic equation. So if you happen to graph this parabola or this equation, you will find out that where the arms of the parabola hit the x-axis are in minus 2 and minus 3. The factoring method is a very fast and easy way of finding the solutions of your quadratic equation, but it has a very strong weakness. And what is that? It only works with perfect whole number. You need to find that those perfect numbers such that when you add them and multiply them, it will give us what we need. So what happens if the numbers are decimals or square roots? So for that, we need to build what we call a perfect square, and I will show you just how to do that in our next video. That is the method of completing the square. So if you have not subscribed yet, click that subscribe button so that you don't miss the next video on this series, and I'll be seeing you there. Have a lovely day and goodbye.